Before I move forward with the content of this video, I'm going to give you this PSA. I am a YouTube content provider. I distribute information and news about events and things that happen around the world. This YouTube channel was established to make money only. Not to befriend anyone. I'm not looking for love. Don't send me no hey baby, hey sweetie, hey beautiful, none of that. I would never answer you.
It's a little too creepy.
This is strictly business. I would never chat with male or female on a personal level. Never. This is about business. This is about the content of whatever subject that is being discussed. It is not about my personal life, and I do not wish to engage in any type of conversations, be it chat, email, and any other way when it comes to my personal life. And you can stalk, harass, and do whatever the hell you want when it comes to me. Just note, don't indulge me in a personal conversation about my personal life. I am always protected, and I will turn your ass into the police, because you cannot come on this channel and think you are entitled to anything other than the topic of whatever the subject matter is in the video.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
And you can drop a comment down below under the video and we can discuss it that way. But if your comment is not up to par, you won't even see your comment on my video. There are weird and strange people out here on this internet, and don't nobody have time for that shit. Keep that moving. Go take it somewhere else. It's not welcome here. Now let's get into the video. Thank you.
Shocking killing of a podcaster and her husband in their home in Washington State. The suspect, an alleged stalker.
Hello everybody, my name is Zohreh and I'm an Ayurvedic doctor. My clients call me Dr. Zozi.
Police say this man, 38-year-old Ramin Khodakaramrezaei, stalked Zohreh Sadeghi for months after listening to her podcast about gaining employment in the tech industry. The two communicated back and forth through a chat app. Then at some point, things started to take an eerie turn when he contacted her more than 100 times in a single day, according to authorities. Sadeghi writing, "These delusions make me fear for my life and the lives of my loved ones." ABC News has learned just a week before her death, Sadeghi filed a request for an order of protection against the suspect, citing a disturbing pattern of behavior. Police say the suspect, who was a long-haul truck driver, drove all the way from Texas to Washington State, and his next stop, the victim's house. According to police, he shot and killed podcaster Zohreh Sadeghi and her husband before appearing to take his own life.
Zohreh Sadeghi was once a holistic doctor that had a practice in San Francisco. She then moved to Redmond, Washington with her husband, who was a software engineer, and she was a software engineer in technology. He worked for Amazon. She went on to establish a podcast via the app Clubhouse and also on Telegram. And she met Ramin on this podcast on Clubhouse in the summer of 2022. She met him in person with a group of people that she befriended. And after that initial meeting, some type of friendship was established that turned into some type of relationship according to his thinking, but not according to her. At least that's what it sounds like. I don't know how the conversation went from being business to friendship to I'm in love with you. I'm just confused about that. Quickly, he started stalking her after that initial meeting. So he started calling her and sending her messages, up to 100 phone calls and messages a day. Just imagine that. She finally tells him to quit calling her. And then in November of 2022, he stops by her house. So she told her husband that this guy is stalking me. And he was threatening to end their marriage. So she went to the police and asked for an order of protection, which they didn't much have a chance to serve him because he was a long-haul trucker, so they could never catch him to serve him. And Ramin's behavior was such of a terror to Zohreh that she feared for her life and for her family and friends. She blocked all the numbers that he called from, told him to quit contacting her. He started calling her private. She blocked all the private numbers. Then he started sending her jewelry and flowers to the house. Her husband left and went out of town on December the 20th of 2022. He shows up the next day with a bouquet of flowers. And at this point, she had had surgery on her back, so she felt vulnerable because she was not able to really move the way she needed to, especially if there was some type of emergency situation from this fool. So in January of 2023, he sent jewelry and a scarf to her house, and she contacted the police. So finally, in March, he decided to just go there, and I guess it's either she was going to be with him or she wasn't going to, nobody was going to live, and that's what happened. So I'm doing this story because as podcasters and content creators, and you're just visible out here on the internet, you don't know what type of creepy people are out there. And the devil comes in all type of disguises. So you have to be very careful about letting people into your world, into your life. You know, be very careful about that. If you're doing this as a business, work, then keep it work. You don't want to go to work on no job and somebody's harassing you or stalking you or sexually harassing you or any other thing. You want to go to work, do your job, and go home. And that's how you should keep this as a business when you're out here on this internet. Now, if you're out there looking for love and you want to go into that route with your life, then that's what you do. But when it comes to your business and personal, you should keep that separate. You really should. I'm not into befriending anybody from the internet. I want to know all my friends, you know, up close and personal, and all this internet stuff that they got going on. The world is too dangerous for this. So here goes the rest of the story. Y'all be careful out there with your business. Keep it business and not personal. Don't let creeps in, because this was creepy. Welcome to Straddled Events. On this channel, we bring you the truth. Sometimes the truth is quite ugly, unbearable, and you just don't want to deal with it. But on this channel, you're going to get it anyway. You are straddled the fence of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And on this channel, we're going to tell you to do better. Please like, dislike, subscribe, and share the videos. Now let's go.
And welcome to the news at 4 o'clock on this Monday. Our top story this hour, an alleged cross-country murder plot. But this hour, we are learning more about the Houston trucker accused of stalking a podcaster out of Washington State, driving thousands of miles to her home and murdering her husband and herself.
And get this, Myra, the podcaster had just filed for a protective order a week before she was killed. Our ABC 13's Micah Hatfield spoke to the suspect's ex-wife, who shared what he told her in the hours before he took his own life. Myra, did she see any of this coming?
So I did. I spoke with the suspect's ex-wife today. She lives in Houston. This is also where they lived during their marriage. She says over the last few weeks, she definitely noticed a change in his behavior, but still she's surprised to hear how things played out. It's a case that will send chills down your spine, and the man police in Redmond, Washington say was behind it is from Houston. Ramin Khodakaramrezaei, a long-haul truck driver, accused of stalking Zohreh Sadeghi, a podcaster who he met in a social media chat room, and her husband for months, showing up at their home and killing them and himself early Friday morning.
This is the absolute worst outcome for a stalking case. This is every victim, every detective, every police chief's worst nightmare.
Sadeghi filed for a protective order exactly 1 week before she was murdered, alleging the writing was on the wall. 12 pages of the order detailing behavior from the Houston man that she says kept her up at night. She wrote, quote, "I had a major back surgery and my mobility has been affected and I need care 24/7. This makes me fear about my ability to respond to a crisis, especially because Mr. Khodakaramrezaei has ignored all other avenues." The suspect's ex-wife, who lives locally in Houston, kept in contact with him because of their child. She did not want to be identified, but told ABC 13 over the phone that he battled mental illness. Even so, she noticed a change in his behavior over the last few weeks, saying when they would speak on the phone, he was crying. He told her about Sadeghi, and he believed they were in a relationship. The man apparently did not believe that she was married, instead thought she just lived with her husband. Khodakaramrezaei's ex-wife says he wanted the relationship to continue, but Sadeghi apparently did not. Authorities have not said the two were ever in a relationship. And police in Redmond, Washington have said that they had a hard time tracking the suspect down to serve him with that protective order because he was a long-haul truck driver. The suspect apparently told his ex-wife, she told me today, that he said he had received calls about the protective order and that he feared that he was being followed. Live in Southwest Houston, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.